But can I just ask you, what actually made you even take the path as an entrepreneur? Can you kind of take us back through the journey? What was your situation at the time? Were you in university? What was going on?
Well, I wish I could say I was in a university, but I'm actually a high school dropout.
All right.
So here's proof positive that you don't have to be, have a degree or any higher education or formal education to be able to succeed in online business. So that's the good news. And actually, I think, Princess Fizz, the seed of entrepreneurship was planted probably when I was about 15 or 16 years old.
Okay.
And I read a book that changed my life. Many of you have probably heard of this book. It's called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And it was my Bible for a long time. And so I knew at a young age, and by the way, just to kind of paint the picture a little bit more accurately, up to that point, I had failed miserably in school. In fact, I made fun of a friend of mine, along with all of our other friends, that got a 0.6 grade point average.
Right.
And little did anyone know I was making fun of them with my friends that I actually had a 0.4 grade point average. So we actually called them 0.6 and had a lot of fun with that. And I'm snickering and laughing, but deep inside, I felt like a failure. So I really wasn't into school. I wasn't into education. I was very against authority of any kind. I resisted it. And I really just resisted any kind of structure, almost to where it was, no, not almost, it was very unhealthy. And I was an angry child growing up. So I skipped school. I didn't do anything that I was supposed to do. I got kicked out of regular school, went to continuation school, which if you don't know what continuation school is or was back then anyway, you go to school for about a half a day and they make it really easy. It's self-paced for you to graduate. In fact, it's a very conducive place for people to be able to, that don't like authority, don't like structure, to be able to get their high school diploma. Well, I dropped out of continuation school as well. So,
okay.
Yeah, I was an underachiever, if you will. I overachieved at being non-productive in life in the very early years.
So what is Tim? Is that because you didn't like to be told what to do? What was it? You didn't like structure? What was it?
It was all of the above, Princess Fizz. And, it was growing up in the situation that I did. I grew up in a lot of poverty, crime. I saw a lot of violence. I was one of the only white kids in my neighborhood, and I was picked on and bullied a lot. And so I'd seen a lot and done a lot. And I'd seen things that I wish I hadn't seen and been exposed to situations where you don't see unless you're in, extreme poverty. And so I just was a very unhappy child growing up. And later, after seeing violence and after just being exposed to that stuff, I was just very angry. And I also, there was something about structure and school and learning all this stuff. I just always asked the question, why does this matter? Right. And it really didn't matter to me on a fundamental level. I just really felt like mathematics and all this stuff that I was learning really didn't matter, because it wasn't something I cared about. Not only, and all kids feel that way. They're like, oh God, I got to do this homework. But I fundamentally felt like school was setting me up to fail in life, because I'd never met anyone that got a diploma, that graduated high school, that went to college, that was really by my standards successful. And this, followed me throughout high school and after high school. And I still really had no role models. I knew what I didn't want, but I didn't know what I wanted. And so entrepreneurship seemed really intriguing to me when I did discover, at 16, right before I dropped out and decided to be an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship seemed like the path for me, because I believed that I didn't have to have structure. I believed that I could do what I wanted when I wanted, when the truth is actually different. And you said something, Princess, in your introduction that I thought was very key and very important. And you were talking about being a business opportunity seeker versus a real business owner.
Yes.
And so I thought that was really important and really crucial to being successful in any business, and having a strategic approach. What attracted me though to this business in the first place is probably like many of you guys, I just wanted to make some money. I just wanted to make extra money. I wanted to not have to answer to a boss. I wanted to not have to wait in rush hour traffic. I wanted to not have to, do the crap that you have to do when you're stuck in the 9-to-5 grind, a slave to somebody else most of your waking life. I just felt like that wasn't the path for me.